Hello, wonderful interwebs you! It is David, sweatiest and most miserable of all the Hewletts, with a weekend workout, which I don't normally do. Normally I take my 2 days off, but the problem is the 2 days I was finding was spreading. 2 days was like some kind of an ape virus that then turned into Monday as well and Tuesday, and all of a sudden you're not exercising again. So I thought every other day, no matter what, whatever day of the week is, I got to do the every other day. So I started doing that, and we'll see how that works. This was one of those days that I had, I was saying that normally I don't want to work out, but today I kind of felt like it, so I thought I'm going to push that. And I did the devil workout. I did 66 minutes set at 6 on the resistance instead of my usual 5. So definitely more of a workout. It was truly hell, so it worked. But I'm trying to sort of push things a little bit now, because if I do it every day and I start doing it every day, including the weekend, I just feel like I should, I don't want to get complacent. I gotta keep going. It's always got to hurt somehow. It always does. Believe me, it always does. I should say this is a burn and learn. This is my bit to stay alive and fit long enough to raise my amazing son and to enjoy the coming twilight years of my brilliant, beautiful wife, Jane. I hate exercise. It's boring, so I like to learn something while I'm doing it. I like to share what I've learned with you the sweatiest, most miserable, guilt-inducing way possible. Because if I don't post, you guilt me because it means I didn't exercise. So, so it's sort of important to get on the torture device today. And I love that there's this, you teach by doing. Bratlet hopped on and did 20 minutes on the thing. Complained bitterly about it, of course, like his father, but I thought it was kind of nice that he was doing that. What was I learning today? Well, the learn part of the burn and learn was all about big data. So this is something that I've loved the idea of big data since I discovered databases. And I remember working with my father's billing program back when he was a doctor, and they had a whole billing system for submitting claims to the government and all this kind of stuff. And of course, I was never allowed to actually play with the real data because my father was very good about privacy. Long before anybody else even considered this stuff, my father was very strict about the privacy on this stuff. But I was able to look at all the codes and see how the relational databases link together and stuff like that. And so the idea was to come up with a cool, easy way for people to be able to punch in the stuff they needed to do and have it converted into data that the government could use for billing, which is very important. And I didn't get very far with that. It turns out it was huge business eventually. I mean, there were a few little macros and things that I helped him out with, but never actually sat down to an actual application, which then went on. These companies went on to make huge amounts of money doing these billing programs. Should have done that. I should also, come back to even further. My Commodore 64 days, I used to write Dungeons and Dragons Dungeon Master programs that would just randomly pull up different scenarios and monsters and then create hit points and stuff based on random numbers. I loved random number generators. And I used to just, when they were done, I would erase them. I never thought to actually sell them. So yeah, that's why I'm in my basement talking to you. Anyway, so big data. I'm doing the LinkedIn learning thing. We're doing still the sort of general overview of this stuff. It's interesting. We talk about privacy. Privacy, copyright, all these things that have come up into play with this stuff. And ethics. Like, what are the ethics of this stuff? You have these huge amounts of data that sway what these companies and corporations and people are going to do. What's to stop you from just sort of nudging it towards something that you prefer or don't prefer? Or what are your biases with this kind of stuff? What is your upbringing and your political beliefs, your background, whatever? How does that affect this data that you're playing with? So just really interesting stuff to consider. And now it's talking about, as we're beginning to get into the nuts and bolts, a little bit more of what are the programming language? Are you using Python? Are you using R? This TensorFlow, which I touched on. I played with the TensorFlow a little bit the other day for this show with Shaftesbury, where I programmed the robots to respond to AI learned stuff, which it was actually farts. I had robots responding to farts because it's important to me to take the most advanced AI available to mankind and then teach it to do rude, flatulent things. So that's what we're playing with that. I should write a little thing up about that because I think that'd be fun for people to play with. The kids, of course, loved it. I loved it because who doesn't love farting robots? That is definitely something to play with. So TensorFlow is kind of a fun one to play with. There's a number of other programming languages out there that you could use. Obviously C, C++, all that kind of stuff. But it seems like the big ones right now are Python and R. So I'm sort of looking forward to diving into those. But the thing that they said, which I thought was really quite insightful, was don't forget the simple stuff. Don't forget Excel. Like like Excel spreadsheets and that kind of stuff. That's how you're going to be presenting your data to people. That's how people are inputting data. The guy who's teaching this course is saying that maybe Excel there's more information in Excel spreadsheets than anything else. And it's, right there, like learning how to really master Excel could be a big sort of boon to you on that stuff. So I thought maybe that's another course for me. I might have to take my essential Excel LinkedIn learning next. So anyway, so that's what I'm doing now. Really enjoying that. Next week I've got a little bit of prep stuff to do. I'm not sure what's going to happen with strikes and stuff next week. So I may be doing some Tech Bandits at home. I'm not sure. And then I shoot the next week. The next week I'm on Guillermo's movie, so I won't be able to do Tech Bandits that week, or I'll have to sort of move it around during the week. So we'll see what happens there. But it's all night shoots apparently, which I gotta say I kind of love night shoots, because they really feel like you're in the arcs then, because you're going to bed at 7 a.m. and waking up at 4, and it's just kind of fun. So I'm very much looking forward to that. So I guess until we geek again, sweaty or not, better be sweaty, because that means I've exercised. Cheerio!